I thought the hardest part of my week would be fixing a broken fence in our backyard. Instead, one tiny DNA test cracked open a secret so devastating it made me question every memory of my marriage. Before that moment, I would have bet my life that my wife had never lied to me.
My name is Daniel, and until last fall, I believed I had the kind of marriage people secretly wish they had. My wife, Rachel, had this calming way of making every bad day feel temporary, and together we built a quiet life that felt almost too good to be real. We met 12 years earlier at a bookstore where we both reached for the same mystery novel. She laughed, let me have it, then bought another copy just so we'd have something to argue about over coffee. That conversation turned into marriage, a home, and dreams we'd planned together. Life wasn't perfect, but it felt honest. We had a 9-year-old son named Noah who inherited Rachel's smile and my obsession with baseball. Weekends were filled with pancakes, backyard games, and movie nights that made me believe happiness was something you could actually protect.
The DNA test wasn't even my idea. Noah's science teacher challenged the class to explore family ancestry through one of those genealogy kits. Noah begged us to do it together, saying it would be fun to discover where our family came from, and neither of us saw any reason to refuse. Rachel hesitated for a split second before agreeing. It was so brief I almost ignored it, but I noticed her smile on her face didn't quite reach her eyes. When I asked if something was wrong, she blamed it on work stress and quickly changed the subject. Weeks passed before the results arrived. Noah ripped open the envelope while Rachel stood unusually still across the kitchen. I expected to learn about distant relatives in Europe or forgotten ancestors, but one sentence on that report stopped my heart before anyone else even understood it. According to the results, Noah wasn't biologically related to me. I stared at the words until they blurred together, convinced there had to be a mistake. Rachel's face drained of color, and for the first time since I'd known her, she looked genuinely terrified. I laughed because the alternative was impossible. There had to be a laboratory mix-up. Rachel immediately suggested ordering another test, speaking so quickly it sounded rehearsed. I wanted to believe her, desperately, but something inside me had already begun falling apart. The second test came from a completely different company. I followed every instruction myself, sealed every sample, and mailed everything personally. During the waiting period, Rachel became strangely affectionate, almost as if she were trying to remind me why I'd fallen in love with her. When the second report arrived, it confirmed exactly what the first one had said. Noah wasn't my biological son. My hands shook so badly I couldn't even fold the paper. Rachel didn't deny the result. Instead, she whispered, "There's something I've never told you." Every nightmare I'd imagined rushed into my head at once. I expected her to confess to an affair years ago, or some hidden relationship I'd never known about. Instead, she sat down across from me, crying harder than I'd ever seen, and told me the truth was far worse. Rachel said she'd never cheated on me. She swore Noah was conceived during our marriage, exactly when we believed he was. She insisted another man wasn't hiding somewhere waiting to destroy our family. Her explanation sounded impossible, yet every word carried the weight of genuine fear. She reminded me of the fertility clinic we'd visited after struggling to conceive. I'd almost forgotten those exhausting months of appointments, tests, and hopeful phone calls. She asked if I remembered the day the clinic called saying there had been a small administrative issue with our paperwork. I remembered it vaguely. They'd apologized for a delay, then assured us everything had been corrected before the procedure. At the time, it seemed like nothing more than routine confusion. Rachel looked me in the eyes and admitted she'd never believed that explanation. A year after Noah was born, she'd received an anonymous letter with no return address. It claimed there had been a catastrophic embryo mix-up at the clinic involving several families. She dismissed it as a cruel prank, but she'd secretly kept the letter hidden all these years.
She walked upstairs and returned with a faded envelope tucked inside an old journal. My heart pounded as I unfolded the yellowed paper. It described details about our appointment dates that only someone connected to the clinic could have known. Suddenly, nothing felt impossible anymore. I wanted to believe it explained everything, but another question haunted me. Why had she hidden the letter from me for 9 years? Rachel admitted she'd been terrified I'd stop loving Noah if there was even the slightest chance he wasn't biologically mine.
Her confession hurt almost as much as the DNA results. She hadn't only hidden a possibility, she'd hidden my right to know. Every birthday party, every school play, every scraped knee I'd comforted now carried the shadow of a secret she'd chosen to keep alone. The next morning, I contacted the fertility clinic. They denied everything immediately and claimed their procedures were flawless. Their confidence sounded polished, almost rehearsed. When I mentioned the anonymous letter, the representative suddenly became nervous and transferred me to someone from legal. That conversation lasted less than 2 minutes before they ended the call. Instead of reassuring me, their silence fueled every suspicion I had. I hired an attorney, and within days, we discovered the clinic had quietly settled several confidential lawsuits over unexplained laboratory errors years earlier. Those settlements weren't public knowledge anymore, but they existed. My attorney believed we had enough evidence to request records through the court. Rachel cried every night, blaming herself for staying silent. I wanted to comfort her, but trust doesn't return the moment someone apologizes. While adults chased answers, Noah remained blissfully unaware. He still asked me to throw baseballs in the yard and begged me to help with his homework. Every laugh reminded me that whatever happened next, he was the little boy I'd tucked into bed thousands of times. Several weeks later, a judge ordered the clinic to release archived records. Buried inside hundreds of pages was one document that changed everything. On the day of Rachel's procedure, an internal incident report described a labeling error involving 2 patient samples before it was resolved. Resolved. That single word haunted me. Someone had decided the mistake wasn't important enough to tell us. Someone had gambled with families they would never meet. For the first time, Rachel's impossible story suddenly had proof standing quietly behind it. Further testing confirmed the truth. Noah wasn't biologically related to either Rachel or me. The embryo transferred during our fertility treatment belonged to another couple. We hadn't been betrayed by infidelity. We'd been betrayed by the people we trusted with our dream of becoming parents. The revelation shattered me in a completely different way. My anger shifted from Rachel toward the clinic, yet another wound remained. She'd carried this fear alone for nearly a decade instead of trusting me with it. That silence nearly destroyed the very family she was trying to protect. One evening, Rachel admitted she'd replayed the decision thousands of times. Every year she wanted to tell me, but every year Noah grew older and the risk felt bigger. She believed losing my trust was better than risking me walking away from our son forever. I looked across the dinner table at Noah, laughing over something he'd seen online. Nothing in my heart changed when I looked at him. Biology suddenly felt incredibly small compared to bedtime stories, bike rides, birthdays, and 9 years of unconditional love. The legal battle lasted almost a year. The clinic eventually accepted responsibility and reached a substantial settlement with multiple affected families. Money couldn't erase the damage, but it forced the truth into the open. No confidential agreement could rewrite what had already happened. The hardest conversation came when we finally told Noah, using words simple enough for a child to understand. He looked at me with tears forming in his eyes and asked only one question. "You're still my dad, right?" My answer came without hesitation. I hugged him tighter than ever before and told him fatherhood wasn't written inside DNA.
It was written in every choice to stay, protect, teach, forgive, and love. He smiled through his tears, and for the first time in months, I felt hope replacing fear.
Rachel and I slowly rebuilt what her silence had broken. Trust didn't magically return, but honesty became our new foundation. We promised never to carry unbearable truths alone again, no matter how frightening they seemed. Secrets had almost stolen everything from us once. Looking back, the DNA test didn't reveal that my wife had been unfaithful. It revealed something even more complicated, a lie born from fear, sustained by love, and exposed by fate. The truth nearly destroyed our family, yet hiding it would have destroyed us even faster. If this story reminded you that trust is built through honesty, not assumptions, share your thoughts below. And if you enjoy emotional stories filled with shocking twists and unforgettable endings, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for the next story that changes everything.